And we're live.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, we doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. I'm excited to get back into doing some more coding.
Definitely. What's life been like since the last stream? It's been a couple of weeks here.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. That was on me, but I'm back at it. And yeah, what are we doing today, Taylor?
So today we're going to be going through and we got most of the content ported over, which is very exciting. From the
Amazing.
old landing site to the new one, we have some new page designs from the designers. So I want to show those off. And what I'm hoping to do is get the Radix design system installed on our landing site project and
Cool.
implement a one of the components, maybe the donate page kind of fundraiser card component, just to give folks a bit of an example and kind of explore how Radix works for our code base here.
Yeah, I'm excited because I've never used Radix before. Like, I think I've heard of it, but never used it. Shall I go ahead and share my screen?
Yeah, definitely. That sounds great.
Let's do it. All right. So, got this issue here. We're going to be setting up Radix on our Next.js website.
Yep.
Oh, and it's like components that are sort of pre-written with a specific design. Is that right?
Exactly. So Radix has this whole design system that you can go in and customize, which is pretty cool. The designers love
Yeah.
that. They can import the Radix design system straight into Figma and then start customizing it there. It kind
Cool.
of gives you these building blocks of components. So with Tailwind, what I noticed was like that might be great if you have like a large dev team and you really want to go in and customize every component and build up your own building blocks, right?
Yeah.
But we have a lot of open source contributors, and
Right.
it takes a long time to fiddle with styles. There's a lot of
Mm,
different people contributing to different parts of the code base over a long period of time. So
right.
that means that folks will make slightly different style choices here and there, leading to a bit of lack of consistency if they're
Gotcha.
writing the code directly for a page. And so I think that something like Radix gives us a little bit more consistency. It gives us some more stuff out of the box too. So it's easier to get from concept or design to done, and it makes the choices a bit simpler. Instead of fiddling with all those different Tailwind classes, there's some high level controls, like you could choose the theme of a button, for example, and that gives you some variety of buttons to use while still, like you have some choice, but not too much choice, not all the different
Right.
possible styles from Tailwinds. Yeah.
Cool. And this looks
Yeah.
pretty straightforward to use. Um, as always, we're going to be ensemble programming. So folks in the chat, feel free to chime in. Taylor, you're going to be navigating and I'll be driving.
Exactly. So, do you want to open up that first issue that I created
Oh,
for
yeah.
us? Sweet.
This one here, right?
Exactly. And I want to point out a new thing that we're doing here is we've set up a GitHub project to track kind of all of
Whoa.
the open tech issues. So do you want to take folks there and let's take a look at that real quick? So as we add issues to our main projects, this new landing site, our API, and our documentation project, they'll go in here. If folks are adding an issue that they've noticed that they, are kind of leave open for someone else to work on, like
Yeah.
reporting a bug or just paving the way forwards, recommend leaving that as in the triage status, right? And so that way maintainer can go through, add some notes, add some thoughts, and move it over to ready for work. In this
Cool.
case, I set up some issues for us. If you're making an issue just to track what you're working on, right, to communicate with your team members, but you're going to make forward progress, we can go ahead and put that straight into the ready for work. And now that we're starting to work on this issue, we can go ahead and move that to in progress.
Cool. So that's under ready for work. Set up Radix. So in progress, you said.
Exactly.
Cool. It's done.
Sweet. So the next thing we need to do is, I think we need to install the Radix themes. I'm hoping they have a quick, 1 or 2 line, something in the documentation. Boom, npm install Radix UI-themes. That looks like what we want right there.
So I've opened up GitHub now, and I'm gonna Gitpod, and I'm gonna. We need a branch first.
Yep.
Now we can do npm install Radix UI themes. Cool. And I think, then we need to import the CSS file at the root of our application.
Right, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky because we still have Tailwind in there, right? And so what I'm wondering here is if we shouldn't make, maybe an app if there's like a layout or something, if we could create a separate layout for these new pages. It looks like there is a layout.tsx there.
Yeah, so I mean, I could be wrong, but I suspect that it's gonna be a mix of the two, in that only when we use those theme components from Radix will it apply those themes specifically, and I don't think they'll conflict with Tailwind, but I could be wrong. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, so I just Googled the documentation, and let me take a look. So Tailwind is great. You plan to use Radix themes with Tailwind, so that's cool. Maybe we could use the two together.
I take it the aim is to ultimately remove Tailwind.
I'm not sure if we're going to be removing Tailwind entirely, but certainly reducing its use across the board. Maybe keeping Tailwind. Right now, we're assessing, can we remove Tailwind and replace it all with Radix? Or do we need to keep Tailwind in to, have a couple of points of custom styling, but mostly use Radix? Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. I think what we're going to be doing here is mostly, because I've already integrated. Oh no, I haven't yet, because this is our layout, and supposedly I'd need to, before the app, put in the theme. Let's give it a try. I would assume that's inside the body. Oh, hold on, I'm in macOS. I've been working in Linux a lot lately.
Nice.
Yeah, but I just feel for streaming, macOS is fine. You're right. Wait, was this always like this?
I think so.
Well, then I'd say it didn't actually change.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go for it.
No, I was just going to say it. So I think like when we use Radix components now, it's going to look different. Or sorry, those individual components will have that theme applied to them, but the rest should be the same.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's take a look. I am reading the documentation here. Tailwind base styles are usually appended after any imported CSS, regardless of the import order. And the button reset style might interfere with the Radix themes buttons. So they have a few workarounds for that. But let's just see if that's an issue. For now, it might be fine to just globally import both Tailwind and Radix, and then we can dive into workarounds if we need to.
Sounds good. Okay, so, well, honestly, Taylor, this feels like a good place to commit. I like lots of commits. So I'm going to commit all the changes to package. And that would be feature Install Radix UI.
Oh, by the way, we have a viewer. Hello, everybody who's watching. Please do say hi in the chat and feel free to join us. We always do this as kind of an ensemble programming with our audience. So if you have questions, if you have suggestions, if you want to help us look up documentation, like feel free to participate. But
Yeah, please do. And welcome. Good to see you.
yeah. I love it because Carmen, we're just kind of like hanging out coding, like pairing up on this stuff. And then it's like whoever wants to join in can join in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Right. So right. And now I'll just make another commit to, this is another feature, integrate Radix theme. Yeah. Feeling pretty good about that.
Wow, your commits are tiny compared to mine. I just wrote like an import script for our backend that I think touched like 8 different files and had 1,000 different changes.
Different strokes, right?
Yeah, no, I usually like doing lots of small commits when I'm working
I
on
feel
like
like,
an existing base, kind of like we're doing now. There's
Mhm.
already code that we're going in and modifying, but for that, it was like there wasn't a script, and then I had to write it, and I could just kind of
Yeah.
iterate locally. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Okay. So we've done that. Do we want to start trying out the theme somewhere? Or what do you think is the next step? Maybe
Yeah, definitely. And I think we might be able to tackle both issues. There was kind of
yeah.
getting this installed was one, and then I created another issue. But let's open up the donate page designs. Yeah, the second issue there is
Oh,
going to be, oh, sorry,
no, you're good.
just to the left.
Let's,
Yeah, I want to make a component fundraising campaign card. So we really need to update our donate page because I think some of those links are old and out of date. It just needs some love and care here. So I've
right.
laid out the different kind of parts of that from the design. And you can see exactly that's what the designers have been working on with some of our
Wow.
branding refresh, some new color. Doesn't it look great?
Looks amazing.
Yeah. So I figured the easier part to start with would be the cards for the campaigns below. And I'm really encouraging our front end contributors to go with small issues. Don't make an issue like, hey, I'm going to implement this whole page, but let me
Yeah.
implement this component or something like that. Eventually, might want to get Storybook set up so that we can iterate at
Ooh.
a component level and give
Yeah.
people a place to explore those components. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember us having that in the previous website, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's not set up right now. So we
Makes
might
sense.
just need to create a donate to page or something like that and give ourselves a place to work and try to implement these cards here.
Yeah, that makes sense. One step at a time, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll be making one of these. Is that right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. Okay. Then how about we start by creating that component file? What exactly are we looking at here? Shall we call it campaign card?
Yeah, I think campaign card makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe just card in a campaign. Nah, I'm overthinking this. Campaign card.
Right, because I would say like card and then have a campaign card be like a type of card, but Radix already has a card. So I think
Oh,
that lets us skip the like let's make a card base component and it's like let's just make this type of card with this content in it that we
so
can reuse.
campaign card's a good name.
Campaign card's great.
Perfect. Yeah, because I see there's already a card. Cool. So, what is it? What's going on? Campaign card, which flags return to. explicitly has an any.
We're using TypeScript
Hmm.
here.
I'm a little fuzzy on this.
Scroll up to the top to see that function signature.
Yeah. I guess it's this. Yeah, const card.
Yep. So those are input parameters, which we can define as we go.
It's an FC.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to rewrite this a little bit. I'm a bit out of practice. Let's see.
That's okay. So right now, I think we can pass it an empty object because we're not passing any parameters in just yet.
Perfect.
Sweet.
You feeling good about this?
I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, I think your original function annotation was also correct, right? So here you're defining a constant variable, the campaign card, and then you need to export that later. But if we wanted to one-line that, I think you can do an export default campaign card. Oh no, just to replace the const with that. If you, yeah, that works. So that's one way to do it. I'm just curious if we can do it all in one line.
I think this seems to be the more conventional way to do it.
Okay, let's stick with that then.
I'm a big fan of consistency. So I would say, how about no. Let's implement this a little bit. So what do we have? Where's our design? So we have a card.
Mm-hmm. So on the Radix side, I think now we need to say that we're using the right. So add theme to your application, wrapping the root component.
That's all done.
Body. Okay, that's all done. Sweet. And so yeah, now we can start using Radix, the Radix card. So they have a card component. Which one?
Can I find that? Primitives?
If you go back to themes, I think maybe the window is small. I'm not sure. Yeah, we want to go to documentation, or if you scroll down, it should be in there.
Ah.
There we go.
Perfect. So what we want is...
So let's just start with the card, yeah. And let's take a look at some of the options on the cards. So there's a size. There's also a variant option. So we might want to make these like a size 2 card.
This looks pretty good.
Yep, that looks great.
Let's go with this.
Size 2, yep.
Okay, so we'll start with a card. Import from Radix. Nice. And you said size is equals to 2. God, this is real weird. This is bringing me back to Bootstrap.
A little bit, right? Where it gives you those higher level components to build from.
Yeah. So we definitely want to have that inset for the image.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and integrate that. Inset. Padding box side top PV current. Sure. Let's take all of that. What else we got? Do we have an image we can use?
There should be, yeah, because on the existing donate page there are images there. So maybe let's go with
Great.
the Ukraine one and find out where that image is in the code base, and then we can use that for the card.
Mhm.
At the bottom there.
So this one's called Ukraine. No. What is that image called? It's called European Refugee Relief. So, oh no.
It's like an image component. It's probably somewhere else.
Public?
Public. There we go.
Donate European Refugee Relief. Perfect. So then the question becomes, how do we use it?
Yep.
I'm guessing it's our card here. No. Donate page.
And so we'll want to make like another version of this page without all of this stuff, right?
Right.
So I think we could make like in donate, we could do like make another page there essentially in that donate folder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So I should here in data make something new?
No, not in data. Go back to where you're looking at donate page in the file browser there.
Right.
Yeah, and so in that donate folder, if you right click on donate, we can make a new file.
That's going to be a separate page, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to give us a workspace where we can see.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's go with like new donate.tsx or something like that for now.
Perfect.
Sweet.
And we'll just, I can see that's pretty straightforward, so we'll just do that. Cool. Interesting that TypeScript doesn't complain here.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Is it donate/new donate?
Yeah, that should be it. There we go. We
No,
might
that's
need to
pretty
restart the server. I'm wondering, let's go to that dev server. Yeah, and it looks like there's something going on there.
Okay.
So it did compile new donate.
It is donate/new donate. Compile donate/new donate.
Let's double check that URL. What's the tail end there? I have a little Firefox thing that's full screen. So
donate/new donate.
That should be working.
Yeah. I'm never sure how the routing here works.
So we're using Next.js routing, and I think it is folder based like that.
Yeah. Should it then be like make a new folder called new donate?
Yeah, maybe it's new donate, and then you
in
put
there, make
index in there.
Page.tsx, I think. Hey, there it is.
There we go. Okay.
Cool. All right, so here we can now we can start integrating that card.
Yeah, let's go ahead and add a card there.
Okay. We have a size.
Yeah.
Actually, you can see it's rounded, so we're making progress.
Nice. So let's start, and we're going to want to pass some data into our card, right? To keep it as a reusable component. we probably want to pass the file name for the header image.
Something like this.
That looks good to me. Images / donate / and then I think we can choose any one of them really.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. What else are we going to need in there?
Title?
We'll need a campaign title.
What do we call it? We called it Ukraine Response Project.
What else are we going to need here? A progress bar. So we're going to want that. How can we represent that though? There's also a campaign goal. So maybe like a raised amount and a goal amount, and then we can calculate the progress from there.
And I imagine we want that to be a whole number. Or
I guess like dollars and cents. But yeah, it's going to be some sort of number, probably like a float. So like 2000.00 or something for now works.
I mean, the reason I'm concerned about using floats is I've always found that like JavaScript does weird stuff with floats. Maybe we should do it in cents.
That's true, but like is like a fraction of a cent due to floating point arithmetic going to matter for something? Like I feel like that's true in banks if you're doing a lot of repeated calculations. But in this case, we're just going to divide one float by another float. I hope that wouldn't lead to like a noticeable error.
Only one way to find out.
True.
So
cool.
Title, raise, goal. Is that it? We need a URL for donating?
Yep, the donate button link. So like a donation link.
Donate link and info link.
Yeah, and I put that as a reach on the more info button because based on the designs, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do right here. On the old designs, it kind of a subpage. We thought that was a bit much. And so for now, I think we let's ignore the more info button. Let's get the rest of this card set up, and that would be a good place to get to.
So I'll skip the info link for now.
Yep. No, let's leave the skip the info link. Let's leave the donate link.
Makes sense. Okay. Let's get that info link.
Cool. And I'm going to send you a general donate link here on the chat. Since we don't have a specific fundraiser going at the time for a Ukraine response, we can just link folks to our general donate link.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We feeling good about this?
Oh, yeah. Could you just, from the chat, let's use that donate link.
My bad.
Because when people press that donate button, we want to take them straight to a place where they can put their card or they can kind of figure out how to make a donation, not to another page. And I feel like the more info would be, here's how you get somewhere else. So that seems pretty good to me. That seems like all the info we'd need to pass in here.
So, we have all this, so we can save this. Now we need to go over to the campaign card and define this.
Exactly. Yep. As parameters that we're passing in there.
So we've got img src. I think they're all strings, if I'm not mistaken.
Except for the raised and the goal amounts,
Yeah,
which would be numbers. And is string a capital string or is it lowercase? I can never remember with TypeScript.
How to tell? I write so little TypeScript. I never know. Let's find out. It is. It is. Is it? Lowercase. Thank you.
Lowercase. I think you could do capital, but then it's like the JavaScript string object and not like a string literal.
No, this is much better. So raised is a number. Goal is a number. And we have donate link, which is a string. Is that it? I think that's it.
That looks good to me. Yep. And then we'll want to specify those as we can use the kind of like object shorthandy thing in the parameter there between the parentheses.
Destructuring.
Yeah, destructuring. There we go. I have to remember all my technical like JavaScript, TypeScript terms. Someone on this guy earlier today reminded me about closures. I'm like, what's it called when you wrap a function with another function so that you don't have to like kind of pass stuff to it without having to, yeah.
No, I teach JavaScript once a year. Those terms are just stuck in my brain forever.
Great.
Cool. So now we can start doing stuff like we need an alt. We can use the title for the alt. Is that accurate? No.
That's not super accurate. So maybe in addition to image source, we also want image alt. And eventually I feel like we create a type which kind of encapsulates all of that and then pass that type in.
Don't judge me. This is just for placeholder purposes. What's going on here? Oh. So, well,
okay, that's really big.
Yeah, but we're getting there. So the question then becomes, how do we make it smaller?
So they wrap it with a box that has a max width. It looks like they're also passing in some of that style stuff.
Yeah, I could give these both a try.
So that
Right.
works. It's because they wanted to limit the width of the card overall.
Yeah.
I thought like card size would do. Is that not the case?
Don't know.
I'll look that up in the docs real quick. Oh, so size is controlling like the spacing and the font size, but it's not necessarily controlling the width.
Right.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
I think we can just wrap it with the box. That's how they're like the.
Can give that a whip. Can give that a try. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me see if I can get like a width. So the width on the design is 3 73. So let's maybe do a max width of like 400 for these guys.
Mm-hmm. Might need a bigger height as well.
Yeah. The height was for the, let's see if I can get the height. So was 180. Maybe let's make that 200.
200. Feeling good about that?
I'm feeling good about that for now. Let's keep playing around and work on some other parts of the component, and then take a look at the image again. See if we need to tweak some of the styles there.
Sounds good. So next we're gonna do the progress bar. What do we think? Can we do that with?
Yeah, we can totally do it with Radix.
That is cool.
So they have a progress component, and you might need to go back to their. Oh, you already got it.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, then. Well, let's do it.
I'll look up how to mess around with some of the colors too.
Mm-hmm. So that is raised divided by goal times 100. Check it out.
Nice. So I think to get the design there, we're going to want to wrap it in a box as well, just to get some padding, and we can set the color on the box for the background color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I might need to look into this box component.
It's a little bit, yeah, there we go.
Like, can I have padding? Oh, yeah.
So P, and then you choose a number, 0 through 9 for padding.
One sec.
Caps lock keys suck.
Mm-hmm. No idea why. Box P equals
Try 3.
3.
And then color, let me come up with a color for you.
Thank you.
I think for now we can do color is grass.
I beg your pardon?
Color is grass. That's a color there.
Cool. Color. Okay. Nice. That looks good.
Sweet.
We have choices for styles, I think. Do one of these look better? Variants.
The variants. That's right. I'm trying to take a look here. I feel like the second one, or maybe the third one, let's try surface there so it's not as inset. That's what the design looks like to me.
Looks good.
Cool. And then let's try making that color grass on the box itself and do a different color on the progress bar. We can try color indigo on the progress bar.
Oh, hold on.
Whoop.
I don't think we have.
Okay. How do we color boxes? There's a call out. here, background. Huh.
BG?
Radix set background color. How to use Radix colors? No, it's not. I was just looking at that.
Hmm.
Accent colors for the theme only. Color prop on components.
No, it doesn't.
Backgrounds, number of background colors. Huh.
Hmm.
Well, that might not be possible right now, or maybe it might be something we need to set at the card level, but then that would do it for everything.
Oops. What do we got? Flex grid container. I wonder. You called it grass?
Yeah.
So what if? What variant of grass? Let me just try something real quick. Which one's the default one? Backgrounds 1 and 2. Which one of these grasses do we like?
Any of them? One in the middle, maybe.
This one here? Grass
Sure.
7. Okay, let me try something. What if... Maybe?
Maybe. Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that.
Look at that. Look at that.
So
Maybe
cool.
go
If you want to
with a
access the...
darker one.
Pardon me?
Let's maybe go with a bit of a darker one.
Sure.
Grass 9. Yeah, let's try Grass 9.
Grass 9 it is. There we go.
Cool. Okay.
No, I feel like it's lighter, Taylor.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm going to go with 8. Still
Maybe
feel
what's
like
really
it's lighter.
happening here is that like the designers are using our own custom colors, right?
Sure.
So they need to go in and we'll need to kind of customize the Radix themes and add our own color palette to it.
Mhm.
and we might need to create some of these like a variant. This feels to me like this should be a progress bar variant or something like that, right? Where it, you
Mhm.
know, how you have like those different styles we saw, the like one with kind of an inset progress bar, and then one that was flatter, and then one that was softer.
Yeah.
So I think that's the idea behind Radix, is that you can set up something like it should all be kind of out of the box, but we might need to go create our own boxes to do something like this. Because what it really wants you to do is just pick a color and then use those components. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
here's your should we move on though? Let's keep fleshing this out.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So, yeah, let's put in our title.
So there's a text, like a typography section.
Yeah. Heading. Ooh, excuse me. I assume that's a heading.
Yep.
As. Mm-hmm. I assume this is an H3.
That's what I would think. There's probably a page header and then a section
Yeah.
header, and then we're getting into yeah.
Solid.
Cool. Great. And what else there?
Wait.
It's not centered on the designs.
Seems to be bigger.
Yep. So we can set the size.
Cool. So I'm assuming the bigger the number, the bigger the heading.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll go
Maybe
with,
like an 8.
I was going to say, by default, it's 6. I'm feeling good about 8.
I'm feeling good about 8. Yeah.
Weight seems to be normal. So what it's called? Regular. Weight is regular. And the color seems to be that indigo.
Yeah. Let's use indigo as kind of a stand-in for the DA blue for now, and then once we get the custom colors set up, we'll be able to apply that everywhere. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Below that is the goal. I need a euro sign. Thank you.
And text has a lot of the same stuff as header. I'm not sure we need to customize the text here.
Just the color?
I think the color's the default text color.
No,
I would
I
say
think it's indigo.
Oh, is that? I'm gonna zoom in here.
Oh no, you're right. It's darker.
Yeah, so that to me just looks like a theming thing where like the default text color is darker on our design than it is on the default Radix design. So I would leave that for now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we got our 2 buttons.
Oops. Right. Are there buttons in Radix? I would assume so.
Yep. And this is where Radix might have some conflicts with Tailwind. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go hit my AC because it's getting a bit hot in here.
All good. Take your time. So you're saying button. Wait, but it's not a button. It's a link. Do we have links? Components. L is for no.
I think they had link in typography.
Oh. Nice. Underline. So do you wrap a button in a link?
Let's take a look at the button component because maybe they've like if you scroll, is this the button? So how would they do? Huh. So it's such a common use case. You think it'd be in the docs somewhere.
Yeah. Loading.
But yeah, maybe use a link to wrap the button.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't love it, but maybe that's the way it's supposed to be done.
I'm looking at an issue. Oh, you can use the as child prop to compose Radix's functionality onto alternative element types. So it's kind of composition.
Mm-hmm. So href.
So I think actually the button would wrap the link, but you'd specify the button as child. And so that's saying like, take the button's functionality and apply it to the child element.
So like this.
Yeah, that's what this issue is saying.
Okay. And the text of the link will be donate now. Is there an exclamation? There is not.
Okay.
Yeah, actually that works perfectly. But now I'm like, why? Oh, because it's a link. They're always in line.
Yeah. And so is text. So we might need some
Display block?
yeah, that could work. Although we have the second button that's side by side, right? So we might want to wrap the buttons
In a flex.
In a flex, something like that.
Okay. And you said that there was a second link, but that's just a link. Oh no, it's also a button. Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And it's a different variant there. So we can go ahead and create that, but we're just not going to do anything with the more info button. It's going to kind of not have that functionality just yet because we don't know if it's a link or if it's something else. So I think we can just take the link out and make it a button. We'll take the as child out there, and that'll be more info.
Mm-hmm.
And then there should be variants of the buttons. So I think we just select a different variant here.
This one looks good, soft. What do you think?
Yeah, that looks solid. Okay.
So I'd say we're coming up to the last 5 minutes of the stream. Maybe we can go ahead and commit everything.
Yeah, I think we made great progress today here. I'd say there's probably just a couple more things I want to mess around with, but let's get a commit up. Let's go ahead and open a draft PR for this.
Oops. There we go.
campaign card component.
Oh, whoops. Thank you.
Sweet. That looks
Amazing.
great. So what did you think about Radix here?
I love it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's not quite as out of the box as Bootstrap is, but certainly a lot more so than something like Tailwind. And
Yeah.
I'm really interested to kind of dive in it and try to apply these designs. It feels like there's problem solving at two layers. There's kind of like setting up the global theme stuff like we saw with some of the colors, where we might actually need to dive under the hood a bit and create our own custom components, custom boxes or variants or something like that. And then there's applying that to get content on a page, which seems a lot easier and smoother than trying to go in and configure a bunch of Tailwind styles or something like that.
Yeah, I think this is a really good starting off point. And I would imagine you're going to be carrying on with this in the co-working time.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of gets us set up here to have an example for other folks, get Radix into the project, and we'll be pushing it forwards.
Amazing. Well, how about I let you go so that you can go and get ready for the co-working time, and I'll just say thank you so much, Taylor.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure as always, Carmen, and catch you next week.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Cool.